Hello and welcome everyone. Welcome back to Dev Chatter. My name is Brendan, for anyone who doesn't know already. And this channel is Dev Chatter. So welcome. Hopefully everybody's having a fantastic Monday. It is Monday, June 4th right now. And today we are going to be doing some more C# and .NET Core code, as we like to do here on the stream. For anyone who is new, we do not do exclusively .NET Core and C#. However, it is our primary language here on the channel, so welcome. I'm going to give a quick intro while people tend to stream in a little bit. As obviously most of you can tell, this is live usually. And thank you to C# Fritz for the auto host that we just got. So anybody that was in there, welcome. I hope you are having a fantastic Monday. And I hope you're looking forward to a short stream. So if I just started talking on your computer, well, hopefully you're interested in seeing some C# and .NET Core code. And as Greendolf alluded to in chat right there, it is what would you say? GitHub soft? GitHubasoft? You're saying Gitasoft, but yeah. Computer man talking. Exactly, Tommy Two Toes. So, plenty of people may have recently seen the announcement that Microsoft and GitHub are going to be the same company, as Microsoft is acquiring GitHub for like some number of billions of dollars. Now, that is fantastic news for a lot of us. I am, clearly doing C# and .NET Core code, someone that is heavily into the Microsoft camp. And, yes, for all the money, Greendolf. And I have actually had the pleasure of using both MicroHub, I like that. I have used GitHub as well as Microsoft Source Control Solutions. So, VisualStudio.com has, like, its own source control stuff. It's all still Git, but whenever I'm using it, I'm like, wow, this is, pretty good, but I would rather be using GitHub in most instances. And I was often saying, like, man, I don't get why Microsoft can't have as good a solution as GitHub. So, and yeah, Tommy Two Toes, TFS work differently. There's some good things and some bad things. What I will tell you is, if you had to use TFS with a server that was on the other side of the world, you would not like TFS as much. It wasn't bad, but the individual communication whenever you wanted to edit a new file in order to lock it on the server and give you permission to do the edit, that was annoying. One of the problems with TFS. But other than that, it had a lot of nice stuff about it too, so I can't bash it too much. Yes, exactly, Tommy Two Toes. When you didn't even mean to modify a file, you just had it open and you saved it, it would actually lock the file because it thought you might have changes even though you hadn't actually made a change. So, okay. So a couple of things I want to talk about. For anybody who is new here, I do want to quickly mention that our schedule is actually 4 times a week that we stream here. Our schedule has us on Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, so we make sure that we've got a weekend in there, and most of this stuff is actually during my daytime. So welcome everybody. Hopefully you're all coming in nicely. A couple of things coming up this week that I want to talk about. On Tuesday, so that is tomorrow, starting at about this same time, we are going to have a pair programmer with us. So Maxime is going to be here. Welcome, my name here, Leet, and Ace Flames here. Hello, hello. Greetings. So tomorrow we're going to be doing some Azure stuff with Maxime, and that should be a lot of fun. For anyone who doesn't know, Maxime is a cloud developer advocate with Microsoft. And as a Microsoft employee, I can tell you, he is very distracted by the GitHub news right now. So we will steal him away from that and make him do some Azure stuff with us, and it'll be a lot of fun. Okay, so quick other thing. We have our bot in chat right now. I do want to mention that to everyone. So if you are interested in doing anything, seeing any of the code that we have here on the stream, keep in mind that everything we do is actually out on GitHub at github.com/devchatter. And speaking of which, so is the bot that we have in chat. So it is the one that actually responded there when I did that GitHub command. And since we haven't done much with it in a while, our main project here actually is that bot. I do want to get back to working on that because we had a couple of streams not working on this project, and I want to make sure that we get around to all of our different projects. But I also want to mention to everybody else who is wondering, we are going to be doing, we're going to go back and we're going to do some more programming exercises like we did in the beginning parts of this channel. So do expect us to go back to that again. We are going to grab some programming exercises, work on them together so that we can do like simple from-scratch projects and, you know, new things. Take a look at a nice, easy, enclosed idea. Okay, so we have a version conflict. I want to see what this error is. That was not helpful. I assume that this is some kind of NuGet dependency issue. On what? I wonder. Oh, I think that doesn't need to be here anymore. Yeah, I think that doesn't need to be here because we are... so we upgraded to .NET Core 2.1 recently. For those of you that don't know, .NET Core... I think, actually, I can get rid of that whole thing. Cross your fingers. I think I can. But we'll find out. So there's going to be our change, and I'm going to build this. We're going to take a look. So today I want to fix up some errors and get the bot a little bit more stable. So for anyone who was here over the past handful of streams, we've been working on a few things that were not the bot, and while we would be running, by the end of the stream, the bot would have usually crashed at least once. And so we want to make sure that that doesn't happen anymore. So we are going to stabilize the bot a little bit, because a lot of the stuff we did was mainly just, you know, getting it in there. We did it on stream, and I haven't spent a lot of time, I haven't spent as much time lately as I did early on stabilizing the bot outside of the stream. Welcome, WTF Blood. Let's go ahead and do that. So I think we can remove that. Remove old code generation dependency. Except I don't want to do that on the mud cleanup. I want to do that on... Let me take a look, actually. View... We are going to go to repository, open in command prompt. So we're going to take a look here. I probably have a bunch of extra branches. Yes, I do. So if you want to know how to tell which branches you can get rid of pretty easily, I recommend that you check out your master branch. Once you're on your master branch, which we are, which you can tell from right here. So when I did my status, it'll say on master branch. So on branch master right there. What we want to do is we want to say get branch -- merged. And this will tell us all the branches that have been merged into master already. So congrats, guys. I didn't mention that we were going to do any Git stuff, but we're going to do a little bit of Git stuff. So then what you can do is this. Now, I don't want to get into the complex things because you can actually do some commands, pipe in the output, and other fancy stuff like that to do automatic things. But anytime you get into that kind of stuff, I sit there and I'm like, well, really, you got to teach people the basics first because they don't understand what the command is if you just give them a fancy command to run. So the merged command shows us this. So I can do git branch -d and then say benric/logging now. And I can say git branch -d. So this -d just says to delete it or remove it. There's more than one way to do pretty much everything that you want in Git. So I must have typoed that. There we go, got it. Sam Who Swam, morning. Welcome, everybody. If it's morning for you, then then you are probably west of me, because it is most definitely not morning right now. So let's do our merge command again. So we're going to say get branch merged, and so now we're on the master branch, and there's nothing else that has already been merged into the master branch. So to kind of explain, for anybody who doesn't know how Git works, think of all of the named things as like a pointer to a commit, and it's like a linked list of commits. So the idea here is that if we're looking for something that's merged, what that means is we're looking in the history of the master branch to see if the same value we were pointing to exists in my past. So in the past of the master branch, and that's what it's looking for. So if it finds it, then it says, yes, it's merged in here already. If it doesn't find that one, then it says, oh, that's not that one hasn't been merged in yet. Which does mean that when you rebase and other things like that that create new commits, that's when they get lost. And you're in that situation where, even though it really is in the past, probably Git can't tell, because Git is only looking at differentials, and so that's the way it works. So even if that exact same code existed in the past, it doesn't matter. Git doesn't see it. So sometimes something can actually have been merged, but Git can't tell. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to check out -b. And in this case, that tells it that I want to check out, but on a new branch, so that's what the -b means. And I'm going to say Benric, and I want to say stable, I'm going to say stablebot. Whoops, did I? Oh, I said get I meant to just say get checkout. I must have already had the word branch typed there. Okay, so now when I do a git status, you'll see that I'm on a new branch. I'm on the Benric stablebot, and I have one change here. So now that I'm on here, I'm actually going to click this button, and I'll show you why. So that says publish branch, but watch what happens if I try to say push, right? It wants me to do this extra step, because the situation that I'm in is I have a local branch, but GitHub does not know that my branch exists, because I've never pushed this branch out there before. So I need to tell it what the branch is named out on GitHub, and then I need to tell my branch where it's supposed to get pushed to. So if I do an automatic push, without specifying anything, I need to tell it where to go. So that's what that like set upstream is there. Now I don't want to do that because I'm lazy, so I click that button there, and the GUI application I'm using actually does that step for me. So now if I tried to do a git push, now I don't have any changes, it just says everything up to date, but it's not telling me to do this extra command now because that was automatically done for me. Okay, so now remove old code generation dependency. I'm going to commit that onto my branch. And actually, just to show you how it would work in the command line, I will go ahead and type this. So we're going to say git push, and then that will send that up. Yes, auto-magically done by GUI. Exactly, Tommy Two Toes. I love when the GUI actually saves you from a simple step, and it's doing a simple operation there. That is just publishing to the website, so that's just going to send up an update. There's nothing else going on there, so it's a pretty safe operation to do. Okay, this is going to do a little bit of reloading because it needs to get rid of that mud project that's in there, which hopefully it does. Okay, good. So we changed branches to one that didn't have that project. Now Visual Studio just noticed that and fixed it for me. So it said, hey, I noticed a change to your solution in your projects. Do you want to reload? And it took care of that because we hopped onto a branch where that project didn't exist. All right, so now let's go ahead and build this, make sure that we're all good here and that there are no changes. So we want to start thinking about what might be causing our bot to crash. And that's what I mean when I say that we're going to stabilize. We're going to look at where it might crash. And step one is going to be we're going to put a try-catch around it, and we're going to log what happens. So we already have a logging framework set up. So we just need to go in, catch this, and make it work. So first things first, we want to go into the program and take a look at what's out here. So, for anyone who doesn't know, our bot is actually just running as a command, as a console application, and the reason for this is that we don't need anything more than that for it. So, our bot is actually the class libraries. Now, I can take this and I can switch it to the web project, and it doesn't actually need to be on the command prompt. But there's no reason. So we're going to leave it on here for now and probably switch it to the website soon, but we're not going to do it just yet. Exactly, WTF Blub. We have to catch all of the Pokemon. I mean exceptions. Okay. So, if we look at start, so this is what triggers the beginning of this. So nothing up here. This has a while true on it. Now I could catch at this point, but I don't think this is what's throwing the exception. I have a feeling if we're throwing an exception, it's further in. So let's go ahead and check inside of our bot main. And the reason we could run anywhere and it doesn't have to just be a console application is because our bot main code is actually what's doing this, and this is part of our class library. It's just inside of devchatterbot.core. So this could run in a WPF app, it could run in an ASP.NET app, it doesn't really matter. So we begin our loop here, and then you'll notice we have this while loop that so we start up a new task, and we just end up in a while loop based on a cancellation token, which is what actually that stop would do. Would it be easy to use the app domain event for unhandled exceptions? WTF Blub, yeah, we should it's actually a very good point. So we could grab unhandled exceptions, but I want to make it so that we don't crash. Now, I could put the try-catch at the very top to catch those, and then within any given task, and that would also do it. Now, what I'm not 100% on, WTF Blub, is in a console application, whether that would catch it if we're in another thread. I'm not 100% there. It might. I think it would, but I'm not certain. So here's what I want to do to start. So the reason our task runner here has this while loop is that this is how we do our automated actions. Now I want to make sure that this doesn't crash, so what I am going to do is this. I want to put the try catch on this, because what I'm saying is if a specific... Actually, no. I'm going to put it inside of the automated action system, now that I think about it. Let's put it in here. So we're going to go to the automated action system. Okay, so actually we already have this. So we have a try-catch around every automated action. So if an automated action fails, we should already be catching it and writing out the exception and continuing on. So that shouldn't be a problem. So anything that was one of these should be good. Let's take a look. I want to see... I am not confident that our currency generator is using our automated action system, but I'm going to find out if we are. So I feel good about that one. That shouldn't cause a crash. Currency update. Currency. Ooh, maybe it is. Okay. Currency update. Chat user collection. Update currency. What called this? The currency update did, and this is an I-interval action. Okay, there we go. So it looks like this should be getting caught. So our currency update should be fine because we have a try-catch around it. So when this gets called, which I think is only called at that point, interval action, those are all those. That's a test. That's a test. Okay. Yeah, looks like this is only actually called at that one point. So, interval actions, so this interval action should be safe. What inherits from this? Automated message. One-time callback. Delayed message action. So these ones are... What else could throw an exception? I guess we have to wait for it to throw an exception and take a look, huh? let's take a look at a couple, because we know some other things that potentially could right now. I want to go to our repository, because our repository could definitely throw an exception. So, I'm going to open this up. Not bad. I don't see anything obviously throwing. Pimplack. Not really. To be honest, the Microsoft acquisition of GitHub was more interesting to me this week. We'll see what they actually announce at their conference. Yes, World Wrestling Developer Conference. Yes, exactly. So, I still have concerns that the currency generator might not work as well as I'd like it to. Because I'm pretty sure this is what errors out. Yeah, wheel spin. We've had that for a while. We kind of want to get rid of it. Not a big fan of this thing. I want it to disappear. No, yeah, see, the funny thing is, WTF Blub, that that whole Microsoft GitHub thing, I actually think it's fantastic. Yes, I think it's going to be wonderful. Walkie-talkie in the Apple Watch, nice. Let's see, commands mine. Yes, of course, Maxime. Everybody's going to be talking about Apple, again soon, because that's how the world seems to be. Nice. Okay. I actually just realized I didn't mute my phone. I'm going to do that before it makes a whole bunch of noise and, you know, bothers everybody. Okay. And good luck with the hangman, everybody. Okay, so we're not going to lock in here, because need to watch user. We're just checking to see if they exist in the database. So, here's the problem. We originally created this collection because we were like, yeah, we want to be able to keep track of who's online, and then, wait, what was the word? NUnit. Oh, man. Oh, you were never going to get that one. That one's one of the evil ones. Wheelspin, you don't even know. So you don't even know, because XUnit is in there, too. You didn't get one letter. Oh, man. That is awesome. Yes. Oh, I'm gonna guess Sawyer. I don't know. SAQW3R. Welcome. Thanks for following. Hopefully you're enjoying Dev Chatter. Oh, yeah. Here, I'll be nice. Have a hangman game. There you go. So welcome everybody. Feel free to play hangman while we talk about this. So the chat user collection. So let's talk design a little bit. And by design I mean like software design, not like UI design. So we created the chat user collection because we wanted to keep track of who was active, and we had it use the repository here. But I'm wondering whether or not we need to do this, or whether this should be like just tracking who is currently active. Yeah, oh, yeah, oh, right. Yeah, I forgot about that. Good point. I totally forgot, WTF Blub. So as part of stabilizing, I'm gonna call, are you kidding me, guys? What are you doing? What are you doing? Giraffe isn't that hard. Hang on, let me see if I can get a word. Uh-oh. Oh, man. Alright, I may have to remove some of these words from here. There's some bad ones. Alright, that's... Alright, there we go. Look, we got a letter. We got a letter. There you go. We got a letter. Okay, so here is what I want to do. Inside of the chat user collection, I kind of feel like this should become just a safety around whether or not a user is in here. So what we're going to do is this. I like the idea of a get or create chat user method where it tries to get you from the database, and if you're not in there, it adds an entry for you. So I think this absolutely needs to exist. I'm not sure about the others, and a user exists, that's fine too. In fact, I think these need to stay in here. Now, what I don't necessarily like as much is stop watching and start watching. Okay, so active chat users is just a list of strings right now. There's our user creation line, there's our active user lock. Okay. If we need to watch user, we're going to do that. Lock on the active user lock, and then if we still need to watch them, then add them in, and then it'll release the lock, and then someone else could come in here and watch the user. If we stop watching user, we're also going to use the active user lock. Which means... So I want to say, if they're in here, then we're going to lock, otherwise we won't. So if active chat users contains display name, then we're going to lock. So this is part of our safety here, is we want to make sure that we only do this when we get... Alright, Wheelspin. I will tell you what. Let me do you all a favor here. I'm gonna go ahead and bring this up here for a second. So we're gonna go ahead and run the website, and here's why. We're gonna go games. We're gonna look at the hangman words. So here you go, everybody. Take a look at the list of hangman words. This is the system it's working with. This may be one of the most evil words in there. And actually, I will nuke Genfu, because that one's probably too hard to get. Recursion. I forgot that was in there that way. We're gonna nuke that too, because it's just funny. Let's see. Google, Microsoft. Oh, I should totally have GitHub. Oh, GitHub's in here. Right there. XUnit, NUnit, JUnit, MS Test, Team City. So we've got food, we've got a bunch of other stuff. So there we go. Yes, words. Some of those are a stretch to call them words, but now you should all stand a slightly better chance now that you've seen the word list. And yes, I will absolutely enter the game of rock, paper, scissors that's going on in chat. I will choose rock. Yes, Fire Copy. I was thinking the exact same thing when I saw Microsoft. I was like, oh, is GitHub in here? Yeah. Yep. I think the news is fantastic. So I am a GitHub user, have been for a while. Obviously, I'm a GitHub user. We use GitHub in here. So, you know, I also work with a lot of Microsoft stuff, so I am very happy about it. I know a lot of people are like, oh man, now we all go to Switch. And I'm like, okay, you really think Microsoft's going to, you know, suddenly step in and break GitHub? They bought it because it's working. So, and I don't know what people really are expecting. GitHub can't make money without someone buying it. So GitHub was not making as much money. So GitHub was profitable, but not as much as like their investors wanted it to be. So GitHub was huge and awesome because it got a bunch of investment money. And then the problem is, it's not going to make enough money if they don't sell to somebody. So of the options, I think Microsoft's a very good choice. Oh, I don't think they're going to do a Skype on it. To be honest, I thought Skype was on its way out anyway before Microsoft got there. So, yes, we all use GitHub all the time. I have a feeling they're not going to break GitHub. Okay, so we got a lock around stop watching. Now that we have that, I need to do one more check here, which is this one. We need to actually make sure that we still need to remove it before we try to remove it. Now, I think that will probably be safe, but I'd rather check it first just to be certain. Argument null exception. Remove all with that. So, let's check the link extension documentation on this. Link, remove all. Now, the reason I want to check this one is I want to see if it says what happens if nothing matches. Okay, so it can do 0. I think it can do 0, so we're going to call that good. Let's see. Yes, a lot of people will be upset if Microsoft breaks GitHub, so... Yes, so the challenge is that even the internal teams at Microsoft will kill them if they mess up GitHub, as Maxime alludes to there, because all the internal teams at Microsoft anymore are on GitHub also. So ASP.NET is on GitHub. The .NET team uses GitHub. All of the docs for all of Microsoft's stuff, it's all on GitHub now. So... Yes. Oh, nice! That was perfect, WTF Blub. Arid Tag, hey, welcome. Welcome back. Welcome, Theo Gritzy. And I apologize if I butchered your name, but welcome. Yeah, that. Okay. So, let's go ahead and do this. So, that should be a little bit safer. So, let's get a lock around that. Looks like we don't need this check, but I still want to do that before we lock on it, because I don't want to go in there and grab the lock if we didn't need it. So just in general, it's a bad idea to grab a lock you don't need. So we'll skip it if we can. Avoid locking if we can. Oh, yeah, sounds awesome. Yes, following the stream is the best way to make sure that you catch the next stream. Let's see, .NET Core, GitHub, ASP.NET Core, Docs, GitHub. Oh, wow, Arid Tag, thank you very much for the cheer. Greatly appreciated. Yes, exactly, Devcha hype. Lots of Devcha hype here. And Fire Copy, welcome, welcome to the stream also. Hopefully that means you're all enjoying it. And for anyone who didn't notice the convenient name in chat, we mentioned at the beginning of the stream what our schedule is for the week. You may have noticed that we have a guest tomorrow, listed right here. So on our stream info section on GitHub, and I believe he's made an appearance in our chat. Let's see, Vyas Code, GitHub. Yes, exactly. Yes, I can go buy GitHub. I have 415 bits. And VS Code is actually fantastic. So for anyone who didn't catch our Saturday stream, we were actually in VS Code for that one. We were building our website. yeah, so we will have a guest tomorrow, Maxime, who is going to be doing some Azure stuff with us, and then let's see. I mentioned on Saturday we had Dave Glick with us, and we were in VS Code, and we were looking at YM, which is at YMIO, and we were using that to set up our statically generated site. So I actually did a little bit more work on that over the weekend. So if anyone was watching our devchatter.com, the site's not there yet, but if you were watching this repository, you will have seen the changes I made. I did find the issue that we had, and it was actually semicolon, and I adjusted my VS Code editor to actually show me the code with better coloring. So, and I will show you all how that works when we jump back into that project again, which we will be bringing up because I do want to show you all the pipeline changes we did to make YM work better. I do all my SignalR, front-end, web, Rust, and Lua development from code. That's awesome, Greendolf. Yes, VS Code is actually a great editor because it feels a lot like Visual Studio, gives you a lot of the power that it does, but is still very lightweight, and works for non-Microsoft languages very well too, so it's quite impressive. Okay, so need to watch user. So is this just called from in here? Chat user collection currency generator. It's funny that I've got this Resharper comment in here. Resharper's complaining because it said, hey, you usually lock when you look at this collection. And I don't want to do that here. Arid tag. Oh, okay, he's got it. Yep, Cloud Developer Advocate. So basically, one of the people that Microsoft employs to tell other people about Azure. So, yep, so I've actually known Maxime for a number of years. Before being a Microsoft employee, he was a Microsoft MVP, so I actually know him through that already. So that one, will this ever be null? Oh, right, our single is in our default. Okay. Wait, what? Oh, no, oh, hang on. Sorry, Maxime. Sorry, hang on. Hey, Maxime, post a link now. I don't know what link you presented. I don't know what link you tried to post. But you should have it now. Misstat444, welcome. Thanks for following. Yeah, Maxime now has the ability to post links without any problems. Hang on. What is it? Oh, yeah. Yep. Yeah, so I handed you a sword, Maxime, so congratulations on your sword. Now you can post links. I don't need to give you a sword to post links, but if I trust you enough to be a guest on the stream and be up in that corner, I probably trust you enough to hand you a sword during the stream. For anyone that doesn't know, the sword means that you're a moderator in Twitch. So that's what that little green sword icon means. Yeah, don't stab yourself with the sword, though. Okay, so I'm noticing here that we're locking and then checking some things here. This is on the active chat users lock. I'm wondering why we're locking on this and what we're doing. So I'm not sure about this lock. I don't feel like we should have it here. I kind of want to fix it. And then also this user exists. I don't want this to be... I want that to be a full statement body. It feels like that should be. I want to make that a little clearer. Sir Moid, Moid, one of those, I'm guessing. Welcome. Do you have any tips for how to learn programming for big and more extensive programs? So you want to learn, like, large programs. You want to learn, like, full architecture and how to build that kind of thing. Oh, and consisting of several sub-programs. So you're probably meaning that you want to learn how to develop, I'll call them systems that have multiple projects in them. So, for example, yeah, as Maxime says, start small. What I would recommend is actually learning how to write all of the other program types that you're going to need. So learn how to do things that interact with databases. Learn how to use... first off, learn how to write all the types of programs that you need for the system. The next thing I would recommend is learn about messaging systems, because those are pretty common. Learn about APIs, so things like how to do web communication, web APIs, things like that. Those are very common, because the big thing about large systems like that is they need to use messages, queues, databases, and other resources like that for communicating. Now, some of those types of things are all built into the various clouds. So one approach I would recommend is pick a platform that you want to focus on. So, for example, that could be Azure for one, or it could be, you know, AWS, Google Cloud, whatever. It doesn't really make a difference. They all have their strengths and weaknesses. There's good things about all of them. But I would say pick one and learn about it and see how well you can use it. A +2 sort of banning, exactly, Arid Tag. I have a funny story. So there's a couple years back, I thought I needed to get some free Microsoft Azure code, so I went to the Microsoft room. Yes, they had them. When I went to the room, they were literally having a dance party with flashing LED lights. The only thing missing was alcohol. Yeah, Microsoft has a lot of fun employees. And yeah, Maxime's correct. Messaging will let you scale. I don't think you can ban yourself anymore, Karma Lightwing. Yeah, no problem. I mean, it was a great question, Sir Moed. And let me know how to pronounce your name, and I'll get it better next time. It doesn't need to be .NET. Pick a language you're comfy with. Yeah, exactly. So, whatever you want to build in, even if you're going to Azure, for example, you don't have to build C# and .NET. I just use C# and .NET because I like them. So, alright, so I'm noticing that I have this lock here. User has at least... Okay, so when you try to give coins, we're checking a couple of things. The first thing is we're locking on this, and then attempting to do a thing. I'm not sure why we're locking on active chat users. And I say that because I don't think that we need to have the chat users locked. I think we need something else, like a currency lock, or something like that. I feel like we want to have a lock on the... who is in chat. Like, not who's in chat, who is in our system. So... Moid as in void. Got it. Yep, so I said it right the first time. And C#. C# is a great starting language. Yes. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. We don't care. So this is not about user creation. This is not about chat users. This is not about being active. This is not about user creation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a currency lock. Because we're modifying currency, so I want to make sure that they're locked. So we want to lock on currency if we can. So step 1 is lock on currency. Then we're going to check and see if the chat user has the number of coins. So this is for giving coins to someone else, so which can be done through the give command. So I can, for example, let me go ahead and do this. Who's in chat right now? Greendorf, I see your name. Congratulations. Give Till 100 coins. Give Sermoid 100 coins. Actually, that was a great question. So, Sermoid, have another 100 coins. Who else is in here? Anybody else? Karma Lightwing was in here and talking. Oh, and there's Karma Lightwing now, chiming in. There we go. So handing out coins, you know, for anybody that's talking in chat, works out pretty well. Arid Tag said some stuff. Give Arid Tag 100 coins. Okay. Oh, give... coins are for a couple of things right now. So you use coins to play some... So some of the games require coins in order to play. And then the other thing that you can use coins for is feeling awesome. So, and by that I mean, if you check our top list, you can actually see that, that Arid Tag and hilariously Nightbot are our top people in chat right now. So, and actually I need to nuke Nightbot. I don't remember if I made a command to take away coins. So, we gave the give command. One of these days I need to make the take command so I can take coins away from from the Nightbot, because we don't want Nightbot having all those coins. Okay. So... So we're changing that, and then let's see what else do we have in here. So I feel like once we've got this lock in place, we then check and see if they have enough coins. If they don't have enough coins, or if our users don't if the receiver doesn't exist, we assume the giver exists because they typed in chat. Yeah, Karma Lightwing. Right. Tax. Oh, that's good. Alright. Hang on. Fixing up the chat user collection. We're gonna commit this. Hang on. We're gonna make that real quickly. Master branch. New branch. Benric. Death and taxes. Hang on, publish that branch. We're gonna go do this real quickly because it's hilarious. So we are adding a command. It's not gonna be the give command, it's gonna be the tax command. So, insert class tax command. Base command is what this is going to inherit from, which is an abstract base class. So for anyone who hasn't seen, this is how we create new commands that have some kind of unique functionality. Yes, that's right. Our give command has a restriction. You cannot send only one coin at a time. You have to send someone more than one coin. Okay, so now that we've got that, we don't want the tax command to take in these properties, because if you take a look at the give command, that's not what we did here. It just takes in a couple and passes them on, so we're going to do this. We're going to let it default to is enabled. Repository, chat user collection, repository, and we need this also. So we're going to put this one here. Now, the role required in order to do this is going to have to be a big role. So, user role.mod. So we're going to say only the mod can actually tax people. Oh, that was nice. Okay, so Arid Tag really did give 2. Yeah, -1 doesn't work either, everybody. A. Well done, everyone. That's mighty generous of all of you. Mighty generous right there. And by that I mean... coins for everyone. Alright, so chat user collection needs to get saved here so we can use it. So we're going to get a chat user collection. Our tax command is just going to be a command in and of itself. So it's going to get a little bit of help text here. The help text is going to be take coins from someone. Example, tax, yeah, Arid tag, congratulations. I know, GDPR violation. Arid tag, do I have your permission to do this? Sounds good. See, look, no GDPR violation. It's right on there.
Okie dokie.
Alright, so now that we've got this, we want to go ahead and we're going to grab these. So we're going to say grab that element. That is going to be what is this, the taxed person? Taxed user. Coins to take. Okay. Now I'm going to do the same basic thing here of a little safety to make sure that we got the correct stuff. So you really had to give us a taxed user. You really had to give us coins to take. Otherwise, we can't do anything. So we're going to have that check at the beginning. Then once we get past that, we need to parse our parse the number of coins that you were trying to take. So we're going to do that. Coins to take. Oh, interesting. That was so the one place where it's actually useful to put the type of an object in a variable name is actually on something like this, where you are doing a conversion. So we take this in as a string. So I could call this input or raw or string or something like that, but in some way I need to indicate that this one is the coins to take as a string and this one is the coins to take. So coins to take. Now out here, I don't need this check, so that's my cheapskate check. But I do want to use that one. So we're going to do that, and then I'm going to say else chat client send message. Actually, I'm going to send the same one. Right there. Whoops. So there we go. What do we got in here? Take back. You cheap, nice word. Good job, everybody. Way to be friendly in chat. Alright, so our taxation department says you owe coins to take coins, and then taxed user. Our taxation department says you owe that many coins, taxed user. There we go. Thanks. Failed to... let's see, we're gonna say open $, double quote, we're gonna say taxed user failed to pay the coins to take coins. Try to take coins. Deuce coins. Coin giver, coin receiver, coins to take. So we just need tax to user and coins to take. Okay, there we go. PG-13 stream, yeah, exactly. Failed to send coins, give the take. Oh, Karma Lightwing. Yeah, it's called string interpolation. And AirTag's almost right. It's sort of shorthand for doing a string format. Except it actually does a little bit more than that. And the reason... So the word interpolation basically just means insert into. And so the idea is that this is just a fancy way of saying string with variables in it. It's all string interpolation means. So this code, it just says put the value of that in there in that string. So it's kind of like a string format, except the nice part is that if I were to rename tax to user, for example, I can actually rename this in all the places. User to lose coins. See? See how that works? So that's super nice. I really like that they put that in there. So let's go ahead and do this. We're going to create this new method on here. Now let's go to our chat user collection. This is username, coins to take. Alright, so now we need to go to our implementation of this, and it's complaining because we need to add that method, so we're going to implement this method missing member here. And I'm actually going to move this down to the bottom, because I'm still not 100% that we want to keep this code in here, so hence why I want to put it at the bottom so it's easier to get rid of. Probably should have thought about it. Yeah, exactly, Karma Lightwing. Yep. And let's see. Thanks, AirTag. My pen work. Yeah, see, Fire Copy, it actually checked your coin total, said you didn't have enough. No, yeah. So, you can't give that, you don't have enough coins. Let's see, so...
What is love? Baby, don't hurt me.
Hey!
Don't hurt me no more.
Devcha Hype. Spam those Devcha Hypes in chat, everybody. Welcome, thank you for the sub, Maxime. The Twitch Prime sub. All the Devcha Hype. We love our little guy. Now you have to spam the emote, Maxime, with the little dinosaur. He's got little grabbers, he holds up his hype sign, short arms, sword and star. Yes, exactly. Did you say sword? And star. Okay, so now what I want to do is I'm going to do the same basic concept here, and in our other branch, once we get on this one, no Devcha Hype. What? Till what? Oh yeah, emotes are weird. You can't have anything around it. Sword and stir. There you go. Yep, Devcha Hype. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. That's right, Till. Yeah, so, yep, Till is correct. If you don't know the emote that you want to use, you can actually start with one of those characters, a colon, and just go, and it will work for you. So user has at least coins to take. So make sure that, see if they, actually, do we care if they have enough? No, I don't think we do. I don't think we care. I think if they don't have enough, we drop them down to 0. Make sure that they exist. Otherwise, we're going to return false. Let's see. User to, we'll just call it user, actually. Username, user. Okay, so now, user.tokens minus equals coins to take. Now I'm just going to do the easy thing and just say, we're going to write this simply for now. If user.tokens less than 0, user.tokens equals 0. So we'll reset you to 0 if we took you below that. The lag on the chat. Oh, Maxime, you have bad lag. What are you watching us on? Yeah, there shouldn't be much lag right now. Lately, when I have the chat, well, actually, let me check. Let me see how bad my lag is. LG test. I meant to say lag test, but yeah, it's up already. So that was not bad at all. Maybe 2 seconds. If I had to take a guess. Yeah, so try refreshing or use the website is much better at that than say an app, for example, Maxime. And if you're on an iOS device, I can tell you why you have a long stream delay. It's the iOS device. Okay, so user collection, currency generator, so that's not the one we want. We need to be in the tax command. Here we go. So now we're saying take the coins from the user. Let's try and build. Tommy Two Toes, it's that bad for you right now? Kind of surprised. Oh, yeah, I'm actually really surprised by that, Maxime. Yeah, well, Tommy Two Toes, yes, being in Norway puts you a little ways away from me. Maxime's not that far from me, all things considered. We're not in the same country, but he's not exactly in a faraway land. Okay. Well, glad it's pretty short for most people. Let me go ahead and do this. We're gonna do the top command again, and now I'm gonna try the take command from Nightbot. We're gonna take 500 from Nightbot. Oh, it's called tax, right? Tax. Yep. My bad. Still didn't like it. Take Nightbot 500. Tax. Alright, so here's what we're going to do, because I'm apparently an idiot. Oh, I didn't actually... Oh, yep. No. I know why it's not working. Look, that's not used anywhere. Imagine that. Almost like I need to go here and tell it we're actually using it. So this is how we turn on our commands. We do this. Now it's on. Stop, exit. So for now, that because we're not using like our is enabled stuff yet, We don't set up the bot that way. It's whether or not it's in that list to begin with. So, tax. Okay, so tax. And actually, before I run this command, let me go ahead and do this. I just want to check one thing. Did I remove the at? No at. Good. Also, alias add tax take top oh, hey, there you go, Maxime. 3 to 4 seconds. Yeah, that's not bad at all. Yeah, see, much better. Okay, looks like it worked. So sorry, Nightbot. Nightbot now has 1 token. There we go. Now let's see who else we can get out of that list. Tax. Brendonius. 7,000. There we go. Now who's on the top of the list? There we go. Arid Tag. Async Awake. I don't know how to pronounce that name. AKA Akaminasan? How do you get access to Switch API? Oh, I can absolutely answer that question. Okay, so we just fixed the Tomas 1207. My recommendation is actually take a look at our documentation for setting up our bot, and if you take a look at this, it will actually explain how to connect to the bot in our configuration section. So if you take a look at this and take a look at our project, it will actually explain it pretty well. So you can look at our source code as a nice example, and the Twitch dev site also has some other information. So if anybody is interested in this, we explain how to get all the various pieces in order to get that working. So Tommy Tutos, I have no idea. I don't know Japanese, so that very well could be what it means. Okay, so looks like taxing works. So that is super useful. I'm glad we've got that in there. So adding a tax command. So we're going to do this, and then I'm going to push that up, and then when I create a pull request for this, that's when I'm going to review it. And the reason I'm sending this up first is because we have a free AppVeyor account, so they're not always nice to us about that. And by that I mean sometimes it takes a little while before AppVeyor runs our stuff. We appreciate that it's free, and so we're good. Like, I'm good with that. It just means that I want to get the command in here first, get this pull request set up so it'll hopefully build it soon. Let's see. Taxing always works. Dead or alive, government always gets you. Oh man, that's depressing. Way to kill the mood there. Oh man, that's not fun. Yeah. All right. Okay, so we're gonna wait for that to finish, and while we do, I am gonna do this. I want to jump back over here. Git status, git checkout master, git branch dash D. Actually, I'm gonna have to capital D because this isn't merged. So I'm gonna get rid of my local copy of death and taxes because I'm just gonna trust that that's gonna work. Death and taxes, git branch. We're gonna check out Enric stable bot, I think is what I called it. Okay. Yes, exactly. Okay. So now we've got that. I want to open up the code we were in before, which is the chat user collection, and yes, what we meant to do was this. We meant to have one of these, and then one of these, and then a devcha hype in between. Look! Look! Ha ha ha! Alright. No one ever expected the Norwegian with the dark humor. Okay, so here's the files we changed. We added a reduce coins method that has username and coins to take. I think that's valid. We added the tax command, it inherits from base command, is restricted to mod only. We check for some things, make sure that we do a try parse on that. We use an output variable there. We actually registered that, and then reduce coins as a method on the interface. So that looks great. Why did this blow up? Why you blow up? I don't like you, thing that blew up. Restore failed. What? Son of a gotta friggin' This isn't valid. This is crap. This works just fine. I know what that problem is. That's what we were just working on. Yes, I know. I do Arid tag. I'm gonna do it differently. Here's what we're gonna do. Oh, I need the stable bot to finish. So I need this to finish first. Once we rebase onto this one, then it'll work fine. It works just fine though. It's the thing we actually already fixed something in our stable bot branch, and that is actually what is failing over there. So that's just annoying. All right. Okay, here we go. Chat user collection. Try and give coins. So we have take coins. Try and give coins. We change that to be a currency lock. So here's what we're gonna do. We are gonna make that pull request first. So we're gonna jump over here and we're gonna go to StableBot. We're gonna create this one and look at what's in here. Making things stable. Wow, Till. Wow. That's a harsh friend. Alright, so this one builds just fine. So what I am gonna do is I'm gonna see, I do want to merge this one because the branch one works. The branch one works, so I know the PR one works. Alright, so I'll wait for that to actually finish so I don't click the override button. However, while we wait for that, we can look at some other code. You know what code we're going to look at? We're going to look at this. I want to show you all what I changed to make this work. So we were working on this code on Saturday. You'll notice that this is a YM file. And this is actually a C# file. And I want this to actually know about the fact that this is a C# file. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into Preferences, Settings, and then, let's see. What is it? Language? Extensions? File associations. There we go. So here's what I'm going to do. Now over here on the right. So, okay, so here's a crazy screen in Visual Studio Code that I am going to explain to you guys because this is weird. So the left-hand side tells me information about available settings that I can set. The right-hand side lets me set them. So over here, I could do things like files.associations, and I could say then star.ym, and then say that these are, no, I forget what it is. It might be C#. Is it C#? Yeah. So now this has color all of a sudden. So notice before this, so before I had that, no color. As soon as I type in C#, you'll see that now that is treated as a C# file, and I suddenly have color in there. So pro tip right there when you're using VS Code and you actually want to get the color. Yes, Till, exactly. So it's quite amazing. Now I changed that in my user settings, but there was another option as well, so there's other things that you can do with that. But that's how that one gets set up there, so quite nice. So now we have this, and this is currently what we have set up for our YM code. So this is actually building our website, and I can actually show that to you guys. So I don't think it's going to matter the order of those. So I'm going to go ahead and run our site, and we'll see if it works at all. So this is all the code that runs in order to do that. So essentially it's regenerating the website from my static files. And then if I go here and I go to localhost, what is it, 5080? This is currently our DevChatter website. I know it's still kind of bland, and we need to actually do something with it. But the cool thing is that the video pages do actually exist. They need some work because they're not yet using a... So here's actually what it's building. This output directory, this is actually the site. So you'll notice it has HTML files. It has this whole videos files section. So they're not actually HTML files yet, so we need to get this using a layout file, a razor page as it were. So that's actually what we're setting up. Essentially, this output folder is what you just drop into your web server, and it just works. So it's pretty cool. I had a dumb when I tried to VS Code, so I could not get it working. Oh, Tommy Two Toes. Yeah, you should try it again. Yes, you should absolutely check it out again, because it is very nice. There's a reason it is as popular as it is. Okay, I'm going to merge this in the making the stable bot branch. Once I do this, now I can make the other one work. So, here's what we're going to do. We're going to hop over to this pull request, and what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to say update the branch. Now this is not going to be perfect. However, it should fix the error now. So we'll see if it does or not. Yes, Maxime is correct. You really do have to try VS Code again. It is actually a very nice experience. What does the F1 key do in VS Code? I don't actually know. It's not a key I usually hit. Oh, man. Wow. Yeah, you win. That's good. That's good. What would it do with this? That's cool. Huh. I assume that I can use extensions to tell it that I have other beautifiers. No, I'd never hit that. But so what you got to remember, Till, is that I have been trained by Microsoft to never touch the F1 button because normally pressing that causes all kinds of pain. If I remember doing that in Visual Studio back in the day, and it was awful. Like this. It opens up a web page. Like, why would I want a single keyboard shortcut open up a web page thing? So Visual Studio trained me not to touch that key. Yeah, that's nice. That was actually useful. Yeah, see? Give Till... Yeah, there we go. Have some coins. Yeah, that was good. Okay, so now if we jump back over here, take a look at this. Oh, are you kidding me? It's not done yet? How's this not done yet? Finish! Finish! Takes way too long. Just to show you the power of it, you should try typing theme. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll do that. Theme. Generate color theme from current settings. Color theme. That's kind of amazing. Ow, ow, no. No. Yeah, so I can totally get why people would like these different ones. Sorry everybody. We are now blind. Oh man. Yeah. Thanks, I apologize everybody, I didn't mean to blind you. That hurt my eyes over here. Oh. Phew. That was rough. Don't click any of the ones on the top. That light theme, after, like, everything I've got is dark. Yeah. Exactly, Maxime. Oh, man. Okay, yeah, exactly, Till. Sorry to everybody that it's evening already. It's still daylight out here. Yes, so Tommy Two Toes, to answer your question of what monsters use light themes, I will actually say that on my laptop, I have a shortcut to open Visual Studio, and it automatically opens it in the light theme. And the reason I have that shortcut is because I do a lot of talks. I present at user groups and conferences a lot, and when I do those talks, a lot of times I'm on a projector. Now, in the case of a projector, it's actually easier for the audience to read what I wrote on there if it is a light theme. Whereas a dark theme on a projector is actually harder to tell what is on there. So in this case, because all of you are looking at good quality screens, and you can control your distance to them and things like that, I can get away with using a dark theme, and it's actually much nicer for you. So... wait, what he said, who said, what I said? I don't know who Maxime's trying to point at. Or self? Oh, yes, exactly. Yep, same thing. Dark theme during a presentation is bad. Yep. That's the idea, which is why on my laptop I have a shortcut to open it up with the light theme. So... I have dark and light theme buttons, and it switches Visual Studio. So there are actually parameters you can send to Visual Studio to tell you that. Yep. Exactly. Once you do enough talks, you learn all these types of things. Okay, so now that should be fine. Let's go ahead and click some buttons. Are you... up there? Don't make me come over there. Alright, so it's not going to finish those. So here's what I'm going to do. I am going to go ahead and pull that... Oh, we got a crash! We got a crash! Yes! That's perfect. We've been waiting all day for that. Whoops. Git branch -r git branch checkout Benric. Oh, right, because we have our arid tag ones. That's weird, yeah. I need to clean those up. I have been forgetting to get those. Joinable game, mud, caching, command, usage tracking, death and taxes. There it is. Death and taxes. What? Why am I typing that? Probably because I'm typing branch first. There we go. I'm smoking something. Okay. White theme with font 16. Bam. Yes, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yep, that's the idea, Till. You need that theme when it's right. Spoopy stuff. Problem solved. Any other useful talk presentation advice? Actually, yes, Fire Copy. I can give you a lot of good advice about giving presentations and talks. Yes, I can absolutely give you a quick rundown of what we are building in here. We are actually working on our chatbot. So this chatbot is actually the one that is in our chat right now. So if I type in commands... Oh, actually, that's funny. I will show you that in a second. So today we started a branch. We want to stabilize. We're going on a hunt trying to fix our exceptions that are in our bot. So our bot's normally in our chat and talk, and it'll talk to us. It'll periodically send messages. It lets us play games and other things like that. It's got various commands. It keeps track of a currency that's like a chat currency that we use here on DevChatter that you can use to play games, and you can also just use for bragging rights and things like that. We're going to add some other games that use it as well. So there's a lot of cool stuff with that. But as I said, we're trying to track down issues. So one of the things that came up at the beginning of the stream is we were waiting for it to throw an exception so that we could see what was throwing an exception and get a nice try catch around this so that our logging can take over and we can actually find out what's going wrong. So now that this is here, I can actually do this. Oh, cool. We had a null reference on our command cooldown tracker. That is awesome. So what I want to do is I want to go to command cooldown tracker line 27. So command cooldown tracker. We had been waiting all stream for this. So somehow this thing threw an exception, and I don't know how. So what I'm going to do is this. For now, I am going to wrap this whole thing in a try catch. Actually, I'm going to wrap the call to it in a try catch. Right out here. I'm going to put it right there. Now I need to go check our logging. Actually, we're not Olalad, which has a guess on your name, and I apologize for butchering it. But we're intentionally not doing that one because we want to write all this stuff from scratch. So we're having fun writing it from scratch. So that's actually what we've got here. Now I need to get our logger. iLogger adapter. So let's put this in here. Command logger adapter, and this is a command cooldown tracker. So we are going to dependency inject in our logger here. Now that we've got it, we're going to go down here to where we were catching the exception, and we are going to log an error. Failed to purge expired user command cooldowns. Now I don't know why that failed, but we're gonna get that tracked and find out. Okay, so I'm gonna catch up on chat a little bit because there's a whole bunch of stuff that was going on in here. Okay, so useful presentation advice. Maxime is correct. Magnifiers are great because like sometimes you're just in an audience where it's like the room's too big, there are people too far away, and you know you're going to need to show something bigger. You don't have to worry about that as much with streaming, because all of you guys can make sure your screen's big enough to see stuff. Tommy Two Toes is correct. Try to watch your talking. Make sure you have a drink before you start your presentation. Back and forth, back and forth. I say so, and other things like that a lot while we're on here. It's hard to avoid while doing a stream. Oh, yes, sorry. Hang on. Yeah, sip. You said. Not sponsored. Yes. Yes, exactly, Fire Copy. Why not, though? Why not? That's a great game. Everybody loves that game. Everybody loves the Pepsi Man game. Do not eat... Wow, you guys really hating on those sugar-free gummies. I'm not sure I've ever had them, but... Okay, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to shut the bot off now. We're going to go ahead and start it up. Just make sure that... I'm not confident on this. We'll see what happens. Just make sure it doesn't blow up. Okay, cool. So the bot's back in chat. So I mentioned to you that we're building this bot. So we're coding on it. So it can do basic things like respond. So I'll first off tell you all that our chat bot is actually... everything in it is open source. It's out on GitHub. And a lot of our viewers actually contribute back to the bot. So if you are interested in doing that, you can. And that could be like sending us a pull request or just recording an issue or making a feature request. Our bot does a couple of other interesting things. As we discussed today, we can now apply taxes. So we can remove coins from people. So I can remove coins from Nightbot, for example. So Nightbot should now be out of coins. So there we go, Nightbot is out of coins. Interestingly, I can do it like this as well. So tax and take are the same command. So I could do take 10 coins from Brendonius, and that works fine as well. And the reason that that's possible is that we have an alias command. So I can say... that remove coins is now another way to say tax. But I could also say that take coins is another way to say it. And the neat thing about this is that even in my alias command, even though I said add it to take and add it to tax, so notice the distinction here. I do want to make sure that's really clear if you watch the chat over there, that I can use either one and it treats it the same way. As Janisku is alluding to right there by calling rock, paper, scissors, I can also just type RPS and it does the same thing. So our rock, paper, scissors game is one of the games that our bot has, and this one is just a random gambling game. So... in the rock, paper, scissors game, you're competing against the bot. It's actually going to choose randomly what it wants to play against you. So it doesn't matter that you can all see that I'm paper and Janisku is scissors. All that means is that when the bot plays, one of us might win. And if you were watching the log that's up there on the screen, you'll see every time we do a command, it responds. So you'll see that. And when I do that, the coins command is now the most recent command that's run. Have a good one, Maxime. We'll see you tomorrow. Okay, so we got that. Let's go ahead and add trycatch and logging to cooldown purge. I'm not going to commit that yet, because I need to do this. So we're on here because this should be done. Okay. I have a lot of coins, I notice. Okay. So let's get this out of here. I don't want to commit to this branch. I want to commit to another branch. So what I'm going to do is this. So because I know this is the branch that I'm going to be merging in, I can pretty easily branch off of this branch. If that makes sense. You know what? I'm going to click that button. Arid tag is going to kill me, but the branch and the PR test are the same test. They're the same. They're the same, Arid tag. They're the see. I told you Arid tag was going to kill me. The branch test and the PR test are the same one, Arid tag. They're the same one. See, told you, Arid tag's going to freak out. Hang on, wait, hang on. I didn't do anything. Nobody saw a thing. Nobody saw a thing. Alright, so now that we've got that, let's get ourselves a new branch. And I'm going to clean up my branches actually pretty soon here. Alright, Arid tag. But here's the thing. I did point out the branch one was green. The branch one was green. Yes, we're using .NET Core 2.1 here. Okay, so let's go ahead. We're going to get this on Penric. Adding more logging. So we're going to add more logging. Do. Okay. What? Oh. Commands tracker failed to purge expired commands. Interesting. So we logged that, spit this out, and then we had a null ref exception. Cooldown tracker line 65. Interesting. Wait, command. Okay, hang on. You're saying WTF blub, command handler line 81. Command handler line 81. What? That's line 81 right now. Oh. You're right, WTF blub. It returns null when attempt to run command. That's the command usage. So what happened? So we had an error in here. which means that wherever this was called, we need to not insert the null. So really, I want to go to record usage and tell it not to add a null. Good catch. There it is. So now, that's the safety we want to have. The question then, let's take a look at that method again, is do we want to return the null, or do we want to return some kind of other command usage here? So first off, we want to protect from the null ref. So that's what we just did there. Let's run the code again. So we're going to get rid of this one, since we know what the issue was there. So the bot is back in chat. So let's think. At this point, we may have already run the command. Because we may have already run the command, whether we did it or not, we probably want to return a command usage, whether it succeeded. It was some kind of an error, but I think we have to assume that it ran. So, we're going to say chat_user.displayname. And command used was bot command. I think they use it. I think they do it regardless. I think we're going to have to do that. And the problem is, you're right. It's every time someone tried to use a command they didn't have permission for, we put a cooldown in there, and it was basically every time we got to that, we were blowing up. So we need to put this in there for them, even if they didn't have permission, I think. Although the null would actually block that out. Our null check would actually save us from that. So someone try running a command you don't have permission to, because we're not yet using our new stuff, but the null check is in there. So someone try to use the bonus command. There we go. Okay. Fantastic. Thank you for attempting that, everybody. And to answer your question about your till, I haven't heard anything about a new GUI for .NET Core yet. So what Till is talking about is some of us want to see a new framework from Microsoft for building GUI applications. So effectively like the ASP.NET Core equivalent for running a GUI application. So think be able to run on Mac, be able to run on Linux, be able to run on Windows, all written with .NET Core, because you can run it on all those systems now. I think at this point that the command cooldown is not blowing up, so I think we're good. Yes, exactly, Till. I think it'll be amazing. Tommy Two Toes. I don't know if we want so I would probably be okay with XAML, but I know a lot of people that don't like XAML as a UI. But yes, I agree. It would absolutely be fantastic to be able to do that. I think it would be great to be able to have applications that run across all those systems. Yep, there we go. Bot's not blowing up. So apparently that null check was enough to prevent the error, and now I think this will get us the same result. The question now is whether or not you're going to get a message about the cooldown. So I'm going to go ahead and exit now, and I want you to do me a favor. Someone try running the tax command again, because I want to find out if when you get that cooldown, I want to see if you get a cooldown or not. So it's saying you don't have permission, so try it again. Okay, good. Arid tag, that was perfect. Thank you for that check. I just wanted to make sure that we got the correct thing blocking you. Yes, if you pull the source code, you can actually run this locally. If you want to pull this source code, all you need to do, and this is the important part, is make sure that you actually go into the README and read about setting up the bot locally. That process changed a little bit recently, so we need to update it because Twitch changed their dev site. But yeah, you can set up and run the bot locally. So if you run into any problems getting the configuration set up, go ahead and chat with us on Discord. So we're in there. A bunch of us can actually tell you if there's if there are questions that you have. So, and actually anyone's welcome to join the Discord or contribute to the project. You don't even have to ask in here. So, yep, that's what we've got there. So, let's see, avoid null ref. We logged before. I'm going to put that in this branch. We might rename this branch. Oh, yeah. Golang's not bad. But yeah, if you're a C# dev, it's nice to use C# still. Yeah, see? Till. Yeah. That's what I'm always telling everybody is we get in all these wars as developers where we're like, oh yeah, no, this is the best language ever. This one's the best language. No, that one. And to be honest, all the languages we use are pretty darn nice. So I like C#, but I like other languages as well. Okay, let's see. So that's working. C# Adaudica, clearly the best. Clearly. Purge expired command cooldowns. Right, we need to do that. Okay. Languages haven't really changed since the 70s. You could read and write code from that time. Yeah, so there are a lot. Languages have changed a bit, but they're always getting new things. Okay, so adding more logging. So I am actually going to start this pull request, even if we don't bring it in just yet, just because that fixes the this fixes that exception that was actually a pretty common one. Bug fixing. Null ref exception. Okay. So that's in there. I think that is probably the exception we kept getting. Yeah, so Till is right. Basically, our languages still work the same way they did in the past. We've made them a little nicer. Took off my glasses, no longer can see sharp. Ba-dum-ching. Languages haven't really changed since then. Languages are getting more gooder as time goes. Everything boils down to looser updates the languages, just easier to write. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. What do we want to fix up next? Oh, and I did mention everybody. Actually, you know what? Let me just check that. Yeah. Let me talk about a couple of things before we do anything else. So I did mention everybody. So I haven't mentioned it in a bit. Let me go ahead and schedule -4. I want to remind everybody that Dev Chatter actually streams 4 times a week. So we actually stream Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. So while I still have a bunch of people here, I want to remind you all of that. And I also want to make sure that I mention, you all probably saw Maxime here in the chat a little bit ago. Maxime is actually going to be our guest on Dev Chatter tomorrow. So he is a cloud developer advocate from Microsoft, so I wanted to mention that. So he's going to be on here. We're going to talk about Azure a little bit. And one of the things I think we're probably going to do is take the site we built on Saturday and push that out using Azure. So we're going to take a look at how we can do that on Azure. So that, I hope, is fun and something people are looking forward to. So that is going to start about 22 hours from now. So that's tomorrow. And as Tommy Two Toes mentions, if you want to see our schedule, but you want to see it in your time zone, first off, you can go to this lovely webpage right here, and once you're here, you can, see that it's going to send this thing down there. And what you do is you scroll down here and you'll see this Now Live window, and it will actually show this in your time zone for whatever times our stream is going to happen. The other way to get it is to do what Till just did in the chat and use our schedule command. So if you check out help schedule, you'll see that the way it works is you type !schedule and then the number of hours you are offset from UTC. So I'm at UTC -4 here in Eastern Daylight Time in the United States, but Till, for example, is at UTC +2. So the stream starts at 8 p.m. in that time zone, or 2 p.m. in mine. So that's what we've got there. Yes, Central European Summertime, and you actually got it right. So many people would have said that they were in CET, Till. So, kind of like how I mentioned that I was in Eastern Daylight Time and not Eastern Standard Time, because there is a significant difference. Let's see. Other things that I wanted to mention. So I'm hoping to get another pair programmer in this week. So when I do, I will fill in this information here. And then I'm also hoping to get another one for next week. So, yeah, Arid Tag, time is one of the biggest challenges with everything. And we as developers are actually people that have to know about it. Something else important that I want to mention, I created an issue over here in our stream info section. I say issue. For our event planning. So this is special event 1, which I haven't said what it is yet. And I reserved this spot because we are going to be planning our first special event coming up here soon. And the reason for that is that I set up some various stream goals a long time ago, and one of those is when we reach 1,024 followers on the channel, we're going to do a prize giveaway. I haven't decided what that's going to be yet. I don't know if I'm going to do something physical. I may not, just because... Yeah, barbecue at my house. Yes, exactly. No, we'll probably do some kind of digital something, but something like that. Maybe a license to something. We'll see. And then I also want to do a special event stream as part of that. So we're going to do some kind of special stream, probably an extra long one, and do something interesting for it. Either do some kind of a workshop or some kind of big event. So we'll see what it is. And we're going to use this planning for it. So if you're wondering how close we are on that, you can actually look up at the top and take a look. We are at 991 followers, so we are, what, 24, so like 33, 35 people away, something like that. Learn people how to C# without their glasses. I no longer C#, I can't read anything. So, yes. Till, personal tutoring. I actually do personal tutoring, Till, but that is not something I actually do on stream. So, for those of you that don't know, I'm actually not a Microsoft employee. I am an independent consultant, and I do actually mentoring and training. So, that is actually one of my main things. Wow, followers less than make Twitch accounts. Yes, exactly, Arid Tag. Sounds like a great plan. So, I forgot to mention that will be coming up soon. Yeah. Trying to think if there's anything else I need to mention. For anybody that is in here, don't forget, everything we do here on stream is out on GitHub. We make it all available. And if you want to keep chatting with us, join our Discord. It really does actually get people chatting in there about tech stuff. And I think that is about it for today. I wanted to wrap up about now. I didn't want to go too late today, so we're only doing a 2-hour stream, which is pretty standard. And we did a little bit of coding, tracked down some errors, fixed a couple of things, talked about stuff. Hopefully you all are looking forward to GitHub being owned by Microsoft as much as I am. And let's see, people I want to thank today. I want to thank C# Fritz for hosting us today with an auto host. I know I mentioned all the people that followed, so thank you again if you're still in here and just started following us today. Hopefully you enjoyed the stream, and we'll welcome you back next time, which will be tomorrow. If you're in here and you're enjoying the stream at all, make sure you do click that follow button so you get notified when we go live next. I want to thank AridTag. Yes, Till, they did acquire GitHub. That is an official announcement. Microsoft did buy them, so that is like all official and the like. So what, GitHub news. See, Microsoft. Yep. Microsoft buying GitHub. That's really real. So yeah, as I was saying, that sounds awesome. Hopefully, if you have any questions about the code, hopefully you joined Discord. I haven't actually checked to see if you did yet, but that is the best place to chat with us. I wanted to thank AridTag for cheering today. That was an awesome cheer, and AridTag for participating as well. So I want to thank everybody who chatted today. If you said anything in chat, thank you. If you were just sitting around watching, that's awesome too. We really appreciate it because it makes it fun. And Maxime, thank you for the Twitch Prime sub, and we will see you tomorrow. Yeah, AridTag. No, yeah, we're absolutely looking forward to you working on the code too. What is this? I might not like how Windows is handled, but everything else Microsoft does is amazing. Yeah, so definitely something we'll talk about sometime soon. But thank you everybody for stopping by. Thank you for hanging out. Hopefully you all enjoyed the stream, and we will see you all next time. Should be tomorrow, Tuesday. Bye everyone. Happy coding.